Hydropower station water inrush accident. 2-meter deep water gushed into the plant and adjacent stores. At 1:40 p.m. on January the 12th, a major water inrush occurred at a hydroelectric power station in Sichuan province. This left 11 maintenance workers trapped, 9 of whom unfortunately didn't make it through the accident. The surveillance camera showed that the water suddenly gushed out of the hydroelectric station, creating a flash flood and leaving the nearby roads and residential areas inundated. The flooding left floating debris across the streets. And we will continue with that story a little bit later in the show. A very good day. My name is James. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of February 2022, and a warm welcome to the James Neil Cooper channel, show, etc. Now, we've got little bits of pieces to cover, information that I have about dams, hydroelectric stations in China, and also the Three Gorges attack. Is it feasible? If it's possible, I'm asking for your help. Let's do it. Rightio, so here is a map, and the arrow is pointing at the Three Gorges. You can see the distances, the radiuses at 500, 1000, 1005 and 2000. Would it be possible that, let's say, a fighter jet from Taiwan could go that far to dispense a little missile, so to speak, and come back again on this trip? That would be in total 4,000 kilometers above military China, the enemy, and get away with it. I don't know much about fighter jets. I did have a couple of cousins who were in the Navy. In fact, I had 3, a cousin-in-law as well. One was a lieutenant commander, and and he was in some of the Gulf situations all those years ago. I also do believe he was in the Falklands when I was very, very young indeed. But if there are people in the military, would that be possible with that distance on a fighter jet from, you could say, friendly Taiwan, the country of Taiwan? Or if they were going to put a missile there, is there enough missile capacity in the island of Taiwan to reach the Three Gorges? I really didn't know the kilometer distance, but when I saw this map, I thought it quite interesting, and I would love to hear the comments related to that. Can it be done? If it was the last option in a conflict between, you could say, the West and the East. Comments in the comment section below would be marvelous. And let's have a quick look at the levels for today. Kutan has gone down a little bit, 170.35. And the Three Gorges, once again, the inflow has disappeared. The level has remained the same as 170.37, and the outflow is 5,430. So it has been lifted, because about a week ago the outflow was about 4,800, if I do remember. So is it producing a touch more electricity? All questions. Now let's have a look at the weather for you, and I've done the whole map of China and I put the date in there for you. I am putting the hand where the Three Gorges is, but the weather forecast didn't work exactly very well for today, so I'm going to just do it manually. And over the next 24 hours or 36-hour period, you can see that there is a little pitter-patter of rain, little bit of snow, little bit of fog, little bit of rain, but nothing exciting. It's typical for this time of year. Give it a couple of months and then you'll see a different pattern around China, and you can start to see the red lines where the floods would be and the heavy rain would be as well. Let's go back to the main story today about the hydropower electric station or power station, whatever you like to call it. First of all, I have found the location of this for you on this map here, and you can see the actual county would be left, I do believe, of Chengdu. It's marked quite faintly in red, but this is where it happened. It's also, why are we getting the information so late? Because is it allowed, this information? Is it the underestimate? Is it the transparency? Was it leaked so the government have to, or the local government or whoever, the state media, have to release it because there were too many videos about it and they can't hide it? All questions, and we can all work out our own theories for that. A nearby hardware store owner recalled that on that day of the accident, he had an employee were busy working inside, while his 10-year-old daughter was playing in the store. All of a sudden, he felt an earthquake, an earth tremble. Then he saw a tidal wave of water rushing out of the power station, rumbling as if there was an earthquake. After a few seconds of shock, he immediately rushed out of the store along with his daughter, evacuating to the nearside hillside along with several other panicking civilians. This sudden flash flood came and went, leaving a destruction in its wake. Another man who was an owner of an ironworks close by said that the ground trembled during the flood and waves up to 4 meters tall. The surveillance camera showed that the water suddenly gushed out of the hydroelectric station, creating the flash flood and leaving the nearby roads and residence areas inundated. The flooding left floating debris across the streets, with many of the cars being submerged. It wasn't till the evening of the 12th did the water eventually recede. From this description, many people find it odd that there would be so many commercial and residential buildings near such a hydroelectric station. Why would an electric station power be so close to a town? The station was the Ganzhou hydropower station, is located 1.7 kilometers upstream of the Danya County. Yes, I did a little bit of reading, and you can read that towards the end of this show, where I'm leaving all the outtakes, the bloopers, and the information that you could read in your own leisure. Now, one of the projects I am working on at the moment is sort of uncovering what people do in China. Yes, I'm talking about the CCP shills, the Western people who live in China and advertise in YouTube. Everything is fantastic. One of them is a South African guy called Jerry Good, which I have covered, and at the moment he is in Xinjiang. Now, I was speaking to a Chinese person today in Shanghai, and we were talking about VPNs. VPNs are virtual private networks. So if you want to use YouTube in China, you would have to use this to jump over the Chinese firewall, the blocking system where you can't get to Facebook or BBC. It's the way the CCP can control the narrative of news. He is there doing all the positive things. But I was speaking to this girl who's actually a lawyer, and she's been to Xinjiang way back in 2019 and said, you cannot use a VPN. I did actually ask her, just out of interest, because it's not very sensitive, it's just information. Because about a year ago, I had another person I knew who is in England at the moment who did do exactly the same, but she did use a VPN in Xinjiang, so she could access BBC, for example, and the police came knocking. So here's a question. Why can this Western person go to Xinjiang and put a video on YouTube while he's in Xinjiang? You know what I mean, that place I'm showing on the map there. Get away with it. Is it because he's working for, partly working for Chinese state media and has the permission to use the VPN so he can actually broadcast his video? Very strange that Chinese people can't, and they would be caught and possibly arrested if they did in Xinjiang. But other foreigners who go there, or foreigners who go there working for state media, and they must do because they can't do it independently, or they've got to get very, very special permission to do so. This is a project I'm working on, and I'm trying to gather some more information related to that. That is really all I got for today on Wednesday, the 9th of February 2022. Thank you as always for your time. God bless each and every one of you wherever you are in the world. I haven't done this for a while. Yes, here it is, the mug. Now, we haven't sold too many of these, to be really honest, and I would really appreciate if you do want a beautiful drinking mug, beautiful, at a snippet of a price, only $15, goes to a good cause, and it's not my beer foundation or my whiskey foundation or even my coffee foundation. It's going to an orphanage here. Not the money, we will buy the goods, and that's the profit. If you are overseas, please contact the person on the description below. It says buy a mug or get a mug for $15. You can talk to him and he will tell you how much it is, including the international shipping. So the email is all there for you. And thank you to all the people who have, but we still need more before the money can be sent to me, before I can buy the things needed for the children. I really want to get this done before the summer of this year, 2022. Be good to each other. Thank you as always, and I will see you in the next episode, whatever it could be, on the James Neil Cooper channel. It could even be Lovely Soapy making mayonnaise. Nice. Bye-bye. Thank you. Residents and residential areas inundated. The flooding left floating debris across the streets, with many of the cars being submerged. It wasn't until the evening of the 12th Let's do that bit again. And we will continue with that story. Even though it's close to a month old, this is the release for the first time in China. A warm welcome to the channel. It's February the 9th of... Let's do that again as well.